What's up? What's up? We are here. We're looking at UFC 305. We got the guys in the house. We got Ace Macho Man, and we
What
got
up?
the Professor. Yes, sir. Yeah, and we're gonna break down UFC 305 here in Australia.
Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi.
So we are on Rumble and YouTube, just to let you guys know. So we have to keep it. We have to keep it. Yeah, very professional for the YouTube audience, you know. But if you're out there in Rumble, send us your comments, and we'll go get those on here. But anyways, so we're starting off with something very innovative today. We're trying something new that never been done before in the YouTube space. We are going to start with the main card and then work our way down. So let's get right to it. The main fight of the evening.
If you just care about the main event or the co-main, then you want to tune out. You don't have to look for bookmarks. Just hear it and then bounce out.
Bing bang. But if you want the whole card and you want the best picks of this card, you want to win some money, stick around and we'll tell you what the best bets are. Because it's not, I don't think it's going to be this main event. That's not a best bet for me, not at all. This is a very tough one.
Izzy's going to KO Duplessis. Let me tell you that.
Oh, okay. Are we just going to talk nonsense or are we going to actually give them some, I don't know what you're trying to do here. Okay. All right.
Lock it up.
Stop playing.
Money. Get the rent money.
No. This is not financial advice. I have to say we legally have to say that, but no, come on, man. Tell the truth. You think Izzy's going to knock him out? What round?
Yes. I think Duplessis.
He's got the.
I think Duplessis.
He's got the Chinaman.
Izzy's got the skill. He's got the talent, right? He's got the cardio. He just sometimes when you're the reigning champ that long, we've seen it with like Johanna. We've seen it with a lot of I can't think of long reigning champs, but like Max, you get kind of bored, right? There's not much to do. The Pereira trilogy obviously got him amped up, and look how he came out for that one, man. So and this Duplessis, he's not going to be. It's not like he's fighting Cannon Jennanier or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm sorry, YouTube. There's not going to be a lack of motivation. He does not like this guy. They've been at it for a while. He's fighting for his African blood roots pride, and he wants to send a statement that he's the champ again. He's not done, and I think he's going to finish him. Duplessis hit easily, and Adesanya has he kind of doesn't take too many hits either. So I see him coming in there aggressive, trying to get the finish. I don't think he's going to try to get the points and just win the points rounds game. I think he's going to try to put him away.
What's your take on that, Professor?
So I think stylistically, this is going to be a very exciting fight because the African champ likes to come forward, and the Chinaman, he likes to, counter strike. So I think it's going to be a very good, exciting fight. I think the African champ is going to take him down. I think it's going to be a really good competitive fight. But I got the African over the Chinaman.
Wow!
In a close fight, I think it's going to be. I think the Chinaman's going to put in a good performance, unlike the other ones he usually does. It's a good style. Yeah. It's a good style wise fight for him.
Hasn't proven nothing. He got a crap win over the fake champ anyway.
Strickland.
So Strickland was a garbage champ, man.
He smoked Whitaker.
Who?
The African champ. He smoked Whitaker.
AZ did too, twice. Okay.
Second one was close fight.
Okay, the first one he almost murdered him.
He did almost murder him. I'll say that.
He made him look like Ronda versus fucking Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes. That's what he looked like in the first fight.
He knocked him out twice.
Duplessis hasn't impressed me. Like you said, he's gonna come forward and he's easily hit, and that's literally you're going into Izzy's game plan. Plus, he's motivated. So I always whenever we pick these athletes in these sports teams, I like a motivated fighter. I like a motivated team, and he wants to get his belt back. Duplessis is just happy he got the belt. I don't know. And plus he's fighting in front of his hometown, so he's gonna be super amped up, man. What time is it?
What is?
No, his hometown is China.
Yeah, what's his hometown? He's got 3 hometowns.
Is it China? Is it Nigeria? Where's his hometown?
It doesn't matter. He can identify as a fucking woman if he wants. It doesn't matter where his hometown is. He identifies as a
Where's his hometown?
Where's your hometown? You look Asian.
It's
No one
it
blames
says
you.
country right there. It says Nigeria. I don't think
Yes.
they're fighting in Nigeria, right?
No, they're fighting in
He can even say he's Mexican.
Australia, which is right by New Zealand.
Yeah, no, I guess he's fought in New Zealand,
What do you think?
but he fought in China most of his
What do you
time.
think, Chico?
I don't want to say. I'm just the moderator. I
mean?
want you guys to talk.
I want your opinion.
I don't have
Not that
a strong
not that
feel
it
on this,
matters
but I'm
much.
taking DDP. I think that Izzy's
Oh, we're
kind
talking
of
wrestling,
shook.
or what are we talking about? Diamond Dallas Page? 'Cause don't you dare
no,
call him DDP and disrespect the legend.
No, I'm
Okay?
talking the new
Duplessis has
DDP.
done
All right.
nothing to earn that name, and don't do that. You better stop it.
No, I'm taking DDP. I am taking the
No, you're
champ, the
taking
current
Demon
African
Duplessis.
champ.
You mean Duplessis?
I'm taking the African, the only African on the card.
Duplessis.
Yeah, and he's just too strong. I think his chin's too strong. I don't respect Israel's knockout power. I don't know how he knocked out Pereira. I give him that.
Pereira's cutting
He's-
50 pounds. That's a big difference.
That's got to be the only reason. But I don't trust his knockout power. Is he going to take him apart? We saw that Strickland just coming forward was too much for Adesanya. So
Yeah, but
I mean,
Strickland,
that's
I
what
think that's just more of a matchup thing. He comes forward, he's really awkward, doesn't give you time to work, and I don't know. Izzy seemed off on that one after the Pereira trilogy rematch thing to me.
I think he's going to clinch and grapple with him. I think he's going to try to take him down. If he's smart, he tries to take him. I think he's going to try to take him down. Yeah. I don't think he's going to try to strike with him like Strickland did. If he tries to, he's probably going to get knocked out.
Ace?
No, I think that it'd be smart for Duplessis, the fake DDP, to wrestle with him. I think he did that against one fighter. I saw him take him down. He worked his ground game a little bit, but Izzy's got good takedown defense. So we've seen other good wrestlers. Can't think of the name. So who's the gatekeeper wrestler? Who was
Derek Brunson?
Yeah, Derek Brunson tried to take him down. He fought the other dark ass black dude. He couldn't take him down either. Jared Cannonier, who's like a journeyman.
Yeah, Cannonier. I was going to say him.
And those guys are much better, grapplers and wrestlers than DDP. So I think he's going to mix it in to try to get it in, and that'd be smart, not to just let Adesanya free reign. And but I've seen Duplessis get touched up in every fight he's been in. So
no, he gets
Izzy,
lit up.
And Izzy touches you, and he's in and out, and he's fast, and he doesn't have elite power, but he's also not like a guy who's like what's his name? The great 135 champ. Who's his name? I can't think of any names right now.
Dominic Cruz?
Yeah, Dominic Cruz that has like slap hands for
Whoa.
power. So
you guys have like a connection, a brain connection here, man.
We both know when we know MMA. Sorry about it.
Yeah, well, I listen to all our podcasts after we do it, and I noticed that I keep interrupting. So I told myself next podcast I'm gonna remember to shut up. So I'm doing pretty well so far.
That's not just good podcast etiquette. That'd be a good life lesson for you.
Yeah, no, just the podcast.
Literally today, you almost got us in trouble again, but that's for another time.
In case he's watching, I apologize.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he is.
It could be. You don't know.
He has better things to do. He's told us that over and over.
No. I told him.
Look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work.
Was that an African or was that
look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
I don't know. But this is in New Zealand now.
What are the Yannicks? They're probably like even, right?
They are.
It should be.
I'd say even.
What do you say, Ace, before I show it?
I'm gonna say Izzy's a favorite.
Ooh. No way. Izzy's the favorite, slight favorite.
Minus 130.
Minus 130.
I only think that's because he's a big time public bet. You know, like Dallas Cowboys.
I would take Yeah. What's that sound? Are you eating? Is someone eating?
I'm making raw.
It sounds like someone's eating. This is
while we're on the pod.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like you're smushing cereal.
I can hear
something moving around. I thought you were gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, no, I don't think Izzy's. So if he takes it to the ground, it'll be very interesting.
But if he
Because
takes, like I said, if
this
he
is
takes it
very
to,
personal.
yes. But if he takes it to the
Yeah,
ground,
for
that's not his
both of them,
strong
it's
suit.
very personal.
But you know what happens, and Professor, everyone's in the back of me if you're an MMA fan. Every time it's personal, it's usually a real shitty fight. But I don't think so with these two guys. But
No, it's a good style fight.
yeah, I
Very
think
good
so
style
too.
fight for both of them.
That goes right into Adesanya's favor to me.
It does. Yeah, the counter striking
Yeah,
with the
getting
feints and
forward.
everything.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
but
things.
look at the Pereira fight. That was personal, and Izzy just couldn't. He kind of
No,
broke down.
no, not at all. Izzy won the second fight.
He won the first
Izzy,
he was up 3-1.
Izzy was dominating the fight. He won. He just got knocked out at the last round. He just had to stay away, and Pereira
Yeah,
finished him. And if you look at the last kickboxing fight, Izzy was dominating that fight. Izzy dropped Pereira. They give him a standing 8 count way longer than he should. And I love Pereira, but he got way longer than he should have. Then he came back and knocked Adesanya out, and Adesanya was winning that fight too if it would have went to decision. So just that power, that equalizes that Pereira has, man.
Yeah.
DDP doesn't have that one knockout power.
No, but he's solid, like kind of like a Dustin
He's
Poirier,
solid.
where he doesn't have
Yeah.
like that one punch KO, but he does have power that builds and stays during the fight, like Dustin Poirier kind of a style.
Yeah.
Well, he's a lot heavier than Israel too, right?
I think he's
Well,
just
he's a
shorter.
lot thicker.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
shorter,
he's a
so
lot-
he looks more compact. And
Yeah,
Izzy's
he's
long,
he's a lot bulkier.
Oh yeah. I think that might create some kind of problem because when I saw him go against Jan Blachowicz, obviously that's way more weight, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I am very curious
But
because
Volkovich is a legit. But
He's a
Volkovich is a
205er.
legit light heavyweight, man, and probably weighs
Obviously.
he probably weighed 230 coming into that fight, and he's taller than him too. When you're fighting a taller guy and you're trying to take him down, it's harder to take them down like those doubles and single legs because they could just kind of stand up and lean back. So it's going to be harder to take somebody down who's taller a little bit, especially if you're not like a Colby or an Usman type of wrestler who's used to that. This guy's good, well-rounded fighter, but which leads me to thinking he's not going to get those takedowns as easily. Maybe in the beginning round when he's fresh, but this is a 5-round fight. And I've seen Duplessis, the way he fights and comes forward, like Professor says, he's at the end of the third round, sometimes he's kind of gassed out because he's just forward. This is a 5-round fight. And Izzy's fought a lot of those.
yeah. Well, I think that also I don't think Izzy cuts much weight.
No, not at all.
Maybe
DDP,
5
he
pounds,
looks like
10 pounds.
he's a thick dude. He cuts some weight.
Yeah. I think Dricus could actually move up a weight class. If
No,
he, wanted
he's too
to.
small, dude.
Yeah, I think he's too small.
You think so?
Yeah.
6'1"?
He's too small. That's not big enough, dude. You got to be at least like 6'3" to be like legit.
Because at their weight class,
205?
the next weight class is 205. You're basically jumping
Yeah.
2 weight classes.
Yeah, like 20 pounds or something like that. Yeah.
Right. If it was like if they were 155 to 145, or 170, it's not as big of a jump. But when
Yeah.
you go like to this weight class to
20
205,
pounds.
yeah, to 225,
yeah.
it's too much, man. The power. You don't have the power, and those guys are bigger and taller than you too.
Well, I mean, Izzy went up to 205 and he
Yeah, he
walks
did.
around at that.
And he looked mediocre, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
So
no power.
I think Dricus would do better if he moved up. That weight class 205 is kind of weak right now. But regardless, he's got to defend his title this Saturday. So we'll see what happens from there.
Dana said if Duplessis wins, his next title fight's going to be in Africa, and it's probably going to be against Strickland.
Yeah, he already said
Whoa.
the winner gets Strickland.
Yeah, Strickland deserves it.
How does he deserve it? Who did he beat last?
He
Costa.
beat DDP.
Who? No, he
He
lost
beat
to
Costa.
DDP. He beat Costa. Okay,
Nah.
yeah. Costa's a good win. Yeah, he did. I remember that fight. He won every round. But you know what? That fight was weird. Costa, like ever since Izzy beat the brakes off him, he has not been the same. And I know
No,
Strickland's got a weird style who doesn't give you space. So but yeah, I guess that's a good win because he dominated. But yeah, I like Strickland, but he didn't have a long reign. He didn't dominate. But Costa is like a legit top 3, top 5 contender at that division.
Well, they
in my
should have done
opinion.
Whitaker. They should have done Whitaker Strickland. That would have been a better number one, but Shemaya kind of screwed everything up.
Yeah, what do you think of
Yeah.
Shemaya?
Ah, freak! That guy can't even get to fights, Sue. And when he gets to fights, he doesn't make weight.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously not at that weight class. I mean, moving up where he was fighting 2 weight classes for a minute.
Yeah, but even last time, the last Whitaker fight, you couldn't make it.
Where
You got to make it to fights.
yeah, but
Even
that
then,
guy's-
his only 185 win is against Usman, who took it like off like 10 days notice.
yeah, but what he did to Usman was disrespectful, dude. Usman's a world class wrestler and cardio freak, and he dominated him, man. Like he took him down. He took Usman down. I only seen that fight once actually, but what he did
But,
to Usman,
he took it.
what he did to when he fought Kevin Holland, he freaking
Yeah, he
ragdolled
destroyed
him.
Kevin Holland. That
Took
was
him
bad.
down. It was like me fighting my 15-year-old son. Like if I was really trying to fight him, I just ragdoll him and throw him down. And even if he had technique, it didn't matter. And Holland's a really good, well-rounded fighter. He's a really good black belt. He's a Travis Lutter black belt, and it did not matter. I mean, it bought him time, but it was only a matter of time. You could see he's like gonna get him, and that's saying a lot, man. Because like yeah, that guy's
I think it was more.
weight.
I think it was more like you wrestling your daughter.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And Holland's really good, man. He's really good. He's got power. He doesn't really quit. We've seen some people like they're quitters. Holland's not a quitter, but you could even tell when he got done with that, he was like, man, that guy was like another level. But like you said, if you don't make weight, it don't matter.
We got to get to the fight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kazmat hasn't fought in quite a while, but Costa is number 8, probably after losing to Strickland. But that fight was terrible, even for Sean Strickland. Even Dana White wasn't happy with that fight. I don't know if you remember it.
He was
But,
happy because he liked Strickland's performance, but I mean, Strickland couldn't do more but try to knock him out. I think he was more worried like what happened to Costa, because Costa's usually like a Terminator moving forward, and he did not look that way at all.
What do you think Dana White wants to see more? Strickland Israel or
He does not
Strickland?
No, he wants Izzy to win, and then Izzy goes up and he fights Alex at 205. Champ versus champ. That's what he wants. That's the money fight.
Or because also we know Pereira's a monster at that weight class, and Izzy can't move up that much, man. Izzy's not going to be a good fighter at 205. I think he could dabble there, but I don't think would like a super fight like this. But I think also Izzy wins. It's a battle, and then they rematch in Africa.
Ooh.
2 African fighters again. You have Usman on the undercard. You have yeah, something like that.
Can't you do a catch weight at like 195 or something?
No, because it wouldn't be for a belt. But I think Dana knows when you do these champ versus champ, you hold up the weight classes, then they're both out for 6 to 8 months, and it's like it's not a good thing, man. Especially like Pereira might move up. That's what they're saying. I think Pereira moves up before Izzy moves up again. Izzy he moved up and never really kind of talked about it again,
Yeah, but if he fights Alex and he goes up, he still has the belt, and they do the trilogy.
Trilogy. It's like the 5th time they fought, and I think
trilogy in the UFC.
I think Adesanya, after he got that win the way he did, he keeps squashing it with Pereira, and they give each other props. And granted, they're 2 of the best strikers we've ever seen, but none of them seem interested. Izzy's kind of like, I got mine, and I got a knockout. I don't want to fight that monster again, and I don't even think he wants to fight at 205 again, man. I'd be surprised.
Sells pay-per-views though.
Yeah, well, Izzy sells pay-per-views no matter what. So I think Dana wants anybody but Bilal Muhammad and Strickland and Whitaker to win because they just don't draw.
Oh yeah, he wants Shemaya to win. That's 100%.
But you said for sure that Sean Strickland's the next one up, and he's going to fight in Africa. So
well, that's what Dana said. But
and Dana's not.
Whatever Dana says is not.
Yeah. If it's a good fight and Adesanya wins, he'll for sure going to say. I mean, you could easily justify a rematch, especially in Africa. Come on.
Dana's like D the Killer. He might say something, and then next time he might lie to you.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I didn't catch you after that last card. I don't love Edwards. I like he's got a good skill set, right? I don't like his mentality. He's a slow starter all the time. But I'm gonna be honest.
Quit.
Bilal Muhammad.
He's a quitter.
Muhammad, freaking impressive, man. He raped the crap out of him. Can we say raped?
Man, he didn't do anything. No, you can't say that. That's what just got us suspended for a year.
I
You
said
said
rag.
grapes.
He dominated him. Yeah, Bilal
Yeah,
dominated Leon Edwards.
It was a good performance.
Yeah.
He outstruck him. He had more power. He beat him in every facet. It was impressive, But it was basically the Usman fight won without the KO kick.
Yeah, he took him down. I would have had it 4-1, but just because Edwards had that elbow at the end, which had the blood, which is damage, I'd say 3-2, but it's probably a 4-1, 3-2, easy Bilal decision.
Yeah, dominating.
That fight was terrible. That fight was awful. I don't think Bilal Muhammad.
What was the co-main on that fight? That was way better. Not even.
It was pretty good. I got it right here.
Aspinall. Aspinall knocked out Curtis Blades in like a minute.
What was the fight before that? I think that was the good
Bobby Green and Patty Pimblett. Right here, it's on the screen.
Fight, man.
Yeah, Patty destroyed him, dude. That was really quick. He broke his arm and put him out cold.
Yeah, and Patty's he's a character. He's got that star factor. He's got a little bit of a boring style because he's more heavy in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but his striking is no joke, man. I was just worried because he does tend to get clipped and Green could throw, but Green is a freaking journeyman, man, and he's a journeyman. He's always been one. He's reckless, and Patty's gonna he's on the up and come. But yeah, Patty's no joke, man. He would look really good.
Green looked very old in this one. I think he might have retired him,
He was fighting.
He's like 38, 39,
But he was looking good before this.
Because he fought a 42-year-old freaking, what's his name?
Jim Miller, dude.
Yeah. Why can't I remember any names? But Jim
I don't know.
Bro.
What's wrong with you?
Jim Miller,
no more ramen for you.
I got the memory of Jim Miller right now. 45-year-old Jim Miller.
You have Lyme disease?
Maybe.
Freaking yeah, he put him to sleep and then broke his arm. That's not cool. You can't tap out if you're freaking.
What are you talking about? Crap, man?
You're breaking his arm. It's like, hey, he's not tapping out.
Hey, his name's not Bobby Green. It's King Green.
I apologize to King Green.
King Green.
I'm happy he did that because I'm surprised LeBron hasn't done that.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's a little baby though. But Arnold Allen and the Giga Chad.
Did you guys hear about that little vagina stuff that LeBron did at the Olympics?
No, what now?
So like
he said his
Team USA
wasn't on the Olympic team?
No, so Team USA, they did like a little competition, like a free throw contest, right? Where they're like, hey, we're all gonna shoot free throws with our opposite hand, right?
Okay.
So, I shoot with my right hand, so I'll shoot with my left hand, right? So LeBron was like, well, technically, I write with my left hand, so I'm going to shoot with my right hand.
This guy's such a freaking prima donna, man. I can't stand him.
So
he's
so
such a damn attention whore and such a...
He won, right? And then when he went to like one of like the Olympic stuff, they were like celebrating like it was like a volleyball or a swimmer, right? I think it was a volleyball player, and his name was like Leon, right? Leon, and LeBron was like, yeah, they're saying LeBron, yeah.
Freaking guy. He likes to suck up, and when they were bringing in the flags, he was covering up Coco with the flag.
Coco Gauff?
Like, yeah, she's this little thing, and he's like in front of her, waving the flag. And Coco's like, can I get in there? Put her in front.
I don't understand why that guy's even holding the damn flag. It was an embarrassment to patriotism.
Yeah. It was nice when they won to see them all holding the flag. That was kind of cool because it's about time the NBA represents the country. You know what I mean? That was kind of neat. But
what are you talking about? They destroy every week.
What do you mean? Every Olympics?
USA basketball? Yeah.
Yeah, but when they won, they were holding the flag. I said it was a nice moment. That's what I'm talking about.
They should win it. That's
they almost lost.
Dude.
They almost lost. They lost.
They're all NBA All-Stars. You can't beat 2 or 3 NBA players.
I think if France had Rudy Gobert, it would have been a totally different
They did
match.
have him.
No,
he was coming off the bench. I saw the whole game.
he played that game. I only watched the
Yeah,
second half.
Yeah, he was coming off the bench because they didn't like the spacing.
That's terrible. That's terrible. They could have used his rebounding and his shot blocking ability. That's crazy. If you're an
Or
NBA
they needed
player,
some-
you can't even.
Or they needed some all-stars like Team USA has. That would
But
help.
doesn't Team France have the first 2 picks of the NBA draft? Did either of them play?
Just Victor.
No. This year's NBA draft, they had 2 players that were drafted,
no.
1 and 2.
Not that I saw.
I'll have to look it
But
up.
anyways,
But-
let's go to
yeah,
the co.
Yeah, co-main event. So I'm not big on this one. Kai Kara France versus Steve Ursig.
Ursig.
Sorry about that. Ursig. Yeah. What is your take on this?
I think this is a money fight for Steve Ursek. I think this is one of my favorite picks, and he's an up and comer. He's pretty good at everything. He's got power, and Kai Kara France is small for the weight class, and he's got an okay name because we see him fight a lot. But I don't see him winning. Would it be impossible upset? No, I don't think so. But I think Ursek is you should get an easy win here.
Dang, he's small for the weight class. This is the smallest weight class he could be in. Where do you want him to go, dude?
He's small, man.
He's gonna have to go in the
He
women's
can't go
division.
any smaller.
Sure, you can to the
Yes,
women's
he can.
division.
How dare you?
But,
Look at Michelle Watterson. She's small for the weight class. She's an atom weight, but
Yeah,
they don't have an atom weight.
yeah, they don't got a 115 men's.
Well, if there was, he'd probably cut down to that weight class.
He could rule that division. He has to put on weight to get into this weight class.
Nah, but he's fighting Ursek, and Ursek is a longer, lengthier guy. He's pretty well rounded. Kai Kara France is well rounded too. He's not bad. I like him. We think we picked him locked him up against Cody Garbrandt when Cody went down, and we that was a pick we won good money on. But
Yeah,
I think
he
they're both
knocked
coming.
out Cody.
Well, we knew that. That was a money pick for a finish too. Both these guys are coming off losses, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Ursig, he lost the title fight against Pantoja
Yeah.
because he had that stupid He tried that stupid takedown in the 5th round, or else he would have won the fight.
Yeah, not smart. How much you think he hates that shit, dude? Regretting that.
I'm sure he remembers it every day. I think Ursig, everything that Ace said, I agree with him. I think Ursig's gonna win just because he looks so good in that last title fight. He looked really good.
And this weight class is like further taking there. It's like not top heavy, but they got a lot of good, well-rounded fighters, which the lighter weight classes have always had. And I'm not knocking this. I think Kai Kara France has a chance. It's not like he doesn't have a chance, but I think and for me on this card that I was looking at, I think this is one of my favorite bets. And I don't know what the odds are on this though.
There are no odds right now,
It's interesting.
so that's very
It
interesting.
should be odds. I'd say Ursig should be minus 200.
Yeah, it's got to be high.
Yeah.
Let me look up Caesars or something. Give me a second.
Yeah, but
And
yeah,
we
no,
like,
definitely.
I know me myself, and I think Professor too. We like Kai Kara France. We're not saying he's like a dog fighter, but I think it's just like a different level.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. This is 2 different levels completely.
Well,
I don't think
Ursig,
it's going to be much of a fight.
Yeah, because Ursig, I think he could win the belt. I think he's probably going to win the belt next. That's how confident I am in it.
And I could see him holding it for a while.
I mean, do you think this is worth the co-main event?
On a
I
normal
think
pay-per-view, but they're both from that area, so I guess that makes sense.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's and they're just not big names, but I think because they're there, and they're both hometown guys, and there you're gonna have a ton of fans, and they just kind of lined up right for the stars.
Not good for pay-per-view, I'll tell you that much. But
this card's
it's
been
minus
drawing.
Well, they got
230.
Izzy. Yeah, they got Izzy
Yeah,
at
that
least.
fight-
If this was in Vegas, this would be a terrible co-main event.
This would probably be the
Oh, yeah.
opening for like a fight card if it was a pay-per-view, if they were in like Vegas.
Absolutely. Now, I've been waiting for this Izzy fight for like months and months and months. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this one. In fact, probably a whole year since they were talking that trash with him and Kumara Usman after Dricus said that crap about being the African champ. It got me very interested in this, and finally we get to see it. I'm excited, but we do have to see Kai Kara France go against.
So at Caesars, Usyk is
it's
minus 170.
minus 230. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's minus 170 right now live.
That's pretty good money.
Yeah, because like I said, these guys aren't big draws, so you're gonna get good odds. Where like sometimes, like if they're a public bet, that's gonna affect the actual line. This one you're getting pretty good even lines here because you're getting good value on Usyk too. So
Usyk, what is this? This is like his fifth fight in the UFC. He hasn't fought that many times.
No, so
that I can remember.
It's like when Izzy was in, right, and we kept picking on him to dominate people when he wasn't getting the shot yet. And kind of like O'Malley too, you're getting him before his name's kind of up there and known, before he gets that champ notoriety.
Well, I kept going against Izzy because I just he looks so light for the division. I was like, this guy eventually is going to get tagged, but I don't know how he sticks around. Looking so light.
Well, he's an elite kickboxer, dude.
Yeah, but this is UFC's. You think someone would take him down and someone would, just hump him for like a couple of rounds. It's totally different when you become a kickboxer and you come into the UFC. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but he's not he's not just a kickboxer. He's like one of the elite kickboxers who's had like over 100 fights. And Johanna, right? If you could dominate in one area and be competent in the other ones, like Izzy has really good takedown defense. And he didn't come to the UFC for a long time. His striking was always there. He just wanted to make sure he had that takedown defense, and
he just practiced. He just practiced. Once you get Izzy on the floor, he's screwed. But his main thing is, not getting taken down.
Yep, exactly.
And maybe it's the matchups that he's had too that's made him so successful because he hasn't fought like an elite, ground guy.
Who?
Izzy.
He's fought.
Who's he fought?
Brunson. He fought Brunson.
Cannonier was a wrestler, I suppose.
And Cannonier was a wrestler. Guy. He used to be a 205er. He used to be a heavyweight. So
yeah, but Whitaker's not a ground guy. Pereira's not a ground guy. Strickland's not a ground guy.
But Whitaker was a champ. So, I mean, he had to face him.
Vittori's not a ground guy. Blachowicz,
he's like a brawler. He's gonna.
Costa's not a ground guy.
He's Romero's a good around guy overall. Well, Romero's a wrestler technically.
Right.
He technically is, but he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it.
But
Gastelum's not a ground guy.
Yeah.
Gastelum's a midget.
Yeah, Gastelum's a fat ass who can't make his weight class.
He's awesome. It sucks that he can't put it together.
He would be so dominant if he could just be like, okay, I'm gonna lay out the tortillas and frijoles a little bit. You know what I mean, and get a goddamn nutritionist or be fucking keto for. I'm sorry, dude. Be keto for a year.
No, you could curse.
He could be so.
You just can't say the R word. Freak.
He's so good. He's really good at boxing. He's a decent wrestler. He's got a hell of a left hand. But at that 185 class, he's just too small. It's crazy, dude.
You think he could beat Islam? He could probably get to 155 if he had a real good nutritionist. He should be a 155er.
He's got a freaking so much power, dude. But then again, what would get him would be the cardio, cutting down that much weight against Islam. That's the problem.
He'll rather die.
Yeah, but he's skinny. But
no, he's not going to be skinny. He's going to starve himself to make that weight. Like, you think this guy's going to take off 15 pounds for the whole year, or he's going to be like, I'll starve myself for 3 months, 6 months?
Let me ask you a question. Can they use that drug where you like pop it into your stomach? Yeah, can they Ozempic? So. Is that legal?
I don't know.
Huh.
But I don't know. Can we get Whitaker on that?
That'd be perfect. Gastelum.
Yeah.
Gastelum. Yeah. That would be perfect for him,
dude. So let me ask you this. You said he hasn't fought a wrestler, right? Who in that division would be, it's not like he's ducking nobody, because they're the wrestlers that are at the top of the division he's fought, like the ones that we've named already.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Who's in
Vittori's
the division?
Kind of a wrestler grappler, and then the other two that we keep naming, but I don't think anyone else.
Cannonier is a wrestler.
Yeah,
we know that.
Not really. For some reason. I guess just Shemaya. Yeah. Just Shemaya's the wrestler. That's about it.
And Shemaya,
but he doesn't even.
He's nowhere near a title shot. So.
Yeah, and he's not really.
There's no one else that's like who I'd consider like an actual wrestler. Even at 205, there's no wrestlers. The only wrestler is
John Jones.
oof. Well, John Jones isn't even in there. It's just
No, it's either
there's no
205.
wrestlers. There's no wrestlers at 205.
Yeah.
I guess
Well, you would.
Magomed Ankalaev is the best wrestler, and that's pretty
Yeah.
garbage.
Well, I don't understand with all the success of like the people Khabib's camp. You know, why wouldn't these guys kind of transfer to that type of fighting? I don't get it.
Which guys? What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna say hi to the chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Why are you doing
hi,
that?
chat.
Holy
Well, what-
smokes. I
what guys-
apologize.
Very.
Hey,
but
aren't you an Ace fan? Why is you wearing a Giants shirt?
I'm not a fan of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Dang,
So
your own
That's
daughter
good
has a
water. That's
Like,
has
good
a
water.
Giants shirt.
It's okay. Like all your teams will be in Vegas soon.
That's fine. I like Vegas.
No, they'll be in Sacramento next.
Ah.
So what were you talking about?
But,
You said
we're talking about how come they don't transfer to that kind of fighting,
who's
that
they?
kind of anybody like a
Because-
Acosta or a
Because you don't.
Viteri.
Why doesn't Gaethje wrestle? He's one of the best wrestlers, and he doesn't want to because it takes a lot of energy. It's tiring, and Gaethje's a showman. He knows what the fans want. You know, you want to get that endorphin money, right? You want to get re-signed when your contract's up. Look at that guy on the last card. He's a 205er. The last fight, Dana cut him, right? Undefeated. Dana cut him. Why? Because he wasn't winning. He wasn't exciting, and he was a boring
Oh,
fighter.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
You
because
guys
like
pretty
if you go for a takedown, you do all this effort for a takedown and you don't get it, you're gonna gas out and you lose just like that.
and then
Like,
the fans
freak,
don't
I
like
can't
you.
take this. You know, it hurts your mentality. You know, like
Yeah.
I can't take this freaking guy down,
I mean,
and
don't
you're
get me wrong,
just gassing out.
like if I was, if you could ground and pound like Tito, you know, you take people down with power double legs, yeah, and you're gonna ground and pound someone on the ground, but no one really does that anymore. So it gets down
Yeah,
to like,
because you can't do that.
Do you want to be exciting and do you want to get that next contract? Because the UFC wants, they don't want boring fights. Dana doesn't want it. I'm sure the matchmakers do not want it. That's probably why.
Well, listen, if you're the champion, it doesn't really matter. You're the champion. They're not going to cut you as the champion. So,
No, but we've seen
well,
too where
my-
go ahead. Sorry.
my thinking is, okay, it's been like every era has had its certain things and everybody kind of adapts to that. Like you said, the ground and pound, and then people change to like a different style and that dominates. Oh, let's add that to there. Everybody was doing only arm bars for such a long time. And then they started switching up. Oh, nobody even does the, what's that called? Where you pull the arm back, the chicken wing.
Kimura?
What is it?
Kimura.
Yeah, nobody does that anymore. You know,
Right.
now it's and they were doing guillotines. Now they've moved past that. They moved to something else. So it's like, and then
before people didn't know how to defend a guillotine. Now it's rare that you see a guillotine finish. You know,
yeah, exactly. That's my point. So we've kind of adapted. We see what works, and it seems like the Khabib style works. You know, so why
but they
wouldn't
don't-
more fighters adapt to this?
because it's more of their
Well,
their style where they're at. You're not going to learn to be a striker like Izzy in a year or two. If you're already a champ, you're going to work on what you have. And if you're opposite, right, Curtis Blades, he's not going to learn how to become this elite striker. He could improve, but then again, Dana, the matchmakers, they're not going to give you these exciting pay-per-view fights because you're not going to draw. And yeah, say you get the belt, right? Say Bilal Muhammad, if he loses his belt,
Yeah,
he's gonna have a hell of a freaking time to try to get a rematch. He's gonna have to win 4 or 5 matches just to get back. Where like if you're a Max
It's just
Holloway,
like
right,
Leon. Leon's
you're
fucked.
and he's kind of boring, right? But if you're not that if you're a company guy, but I mean this is entertaining, right? It's ratings. If you really want to sell pay-per-views, if Gaethje, Max Holloway, why do they always get pay-per-view fights, right? Even when they're not champ. Justin Poirier. because
Well, look
they
at
come out
Dustin.
and they
You know,
bang
Dustin came off a loss against Gaethje. He beat Saint whatever his name
True.
is, and they got
Yeah.
a title shot right.
And
He got a title
and-
shot off one
hold on,
win.
Hold on. That was one of my lock fights. Plus money on Dustin, and we killed it that card. Every we were 5 for 5 on that one, man.
Yep. That was a good card. That was a good day unlike the Max Gaethje fight, that was not a good day. That one freaking screwed me. But now we got Max coming up again. Who's he fighting?
Topuria.
Oh man,
In
that's
Saudi
exciting.
Arabia.
Oh jeez, that's gonna be
Put your money.
crazy.
Get your money on Max. He's gonna kill that freaking coward.
Oh, okay.
Max
So
is
let's
the-
move on to
Max-
the next fight.
Max is the definition of a modern day warrior from a different era, man. And Topuria is this
Ooh.
little new modern generation where he wants the fame, he wants to be double champ. It's like, bro, you just won the belt. You haven't done anything. You know, you haven't even
Yeah.
defended once, and you want to move up weight class. No, man, you need to know your rule. Go beat Max, and then we'll see.
He looked so good against Volkanovski. I think
Yeah.
that was
He didn't
kind of
wanna-
scary.
Man, he didn't want to. He said he wasn't going to give Max a fight. He wasn't going to give Volkanovski a fight. He wasn't going to give Brian Ortega a fight or Yair Rodriguez. Like, who do you want to fight, man?
Yeah, I'm
When you're the
surprised
champ,
he beat.
like
Topuria-
Max Holloway. When you're the champ, like Conor
Topuria
McGregor,
likes to smell his farts.
you fight whoever comes up, whoever the challenger is, right? Not this guy.
Well-
He was ducking fights, and then I think UFC and Dana said you got to take this fight. That's it.
Neither does Sean O'Malley. He was ducking fights for a long time.
No, he didn't duck fights.
He ducked ton of fights, man. He
Who'd he
wouldn't fight
duck?
anybody. He even said himself, "I might as well take the lowest fight and
Yeah,
get
he
paid."
said, I get paid the same no matter who I beat.
Yeah,
He
so
didn't-
he could have.
didn't not. Nobody was calling out. He didn't take those fights. I mean, he
Well,
fought,
to be fair, he wasn't champ. He was doing it when he wasn't champ.
right.
that-
He was
exactly.
moving up. And he was
I don't
moving
give a
up, he was
crap.
Nobody yet. He just come out of the
Yeah.
contender, not the contender series, but whatever the Dana fights. The fights. that
Yeah.
he
I
has
think
on
it
the-
was the contender series. I think he did
Okay.
come from the contender series.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and what was he doing? Like I say all the time in college football, right? When you get these mismatched leagues, when you're fighting division, when you're playing Division 1, that's fine. You're going to have those. You need to blow them out and dominate. And he was finishing everybody, right? He was KOing people left and right. He
Yeah,
wasn't just winning on points.
exactly. So I was surprised. He beat Bryce Mitchell. Man, Bryce Mitchell fell off. Gosh dang, I really like
when
that guy.
Topuria beat him,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was so
He
disappointing.
destroyed Bryce Mitchell.
Didn't he get KO'd bad?
I think
I don't know what
he either KO'd him or he tapped him out really.
submission.
I think
Yeah.
that was him. I think that was Brian Thug Nasty. Put some respect on that
Yeah.
name. Thug Nasty moving
Yeah.
up weight class, and he took that on short notice, which was a terrible
Uh,
mistake.
yeah. Well, he was the kind of guy who's like, I'll take anybody,
Yeah, and he
anytime,
has-
anywhere.
Which is bad because he's a good guy, company guy. He's exciting. He's kind of that exception to that wrestling rule because he's a phenomenal wrestler and grappler, terrible
Yeah.
striker with not a lot of power. So it was a terrible matchup for him.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time. Do you know if he's coming up or is he done?
No, he's not done. He's still
No,
young,
he's-
but
he
I know
still
he's
has
got
a- He got knocked. He got murdered by Josh Emmett his last time. He went to sleep and he was like
Yeah.
twitching.
That's
That's the fight
crazy
I'm
because
talking
that's
about.
all Emmett does is throw, these
fucking
big
nuclear
blows.
atom
So-
bombs.
Overhand right or overhand left, whatever he does.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy
it's
because
like-
he's an older guy, but Jesus Christ, his power is not going anywhere.
Yeah. Some of these people would die to have his power, like
Max,
DD
Max.
Yeah.
You give Max 10% of that power, dude. I mean, he's
Jeez.
kills people with what he has, and it's like, man, he has not a lot of power.
Who's the best knockout person in the game right now?
Probably Pereira, or
Yeah,
the Black
maybe.
Beast. He's pretty good too.
That's
I guess
true.
pound
Derek
for
Lewis.
pound, it's either probably Pierre because Derek Lewis, but he's a heavyweight. I
Right.
guess at the
So
lower
what?
classes,
So
Well,
what?
Gaethje's scary too.
265 is everyone has knockout power. To be honest,
Not I don't know. Not
Everyone.
whatever.
everyone has
And
knockout power at
I'll have
265.
to look that up. But okay, Matu Scamrot versus Dan Hooker. Now we all know Dan Hooker's not a really good fighter, but what's your take, Ace?
I love Dan Hooker, man. You guys know that. I love the aim, man. I love the way he fights, man. He's kind of like a killer be killed guy, like that old kind of like Josie Aldo Muay Thai fighter. Like he's gonna stand in the pocket, and he's gonna be there to be hit. So But he's got good jiu-jitsu. He's an okay striker. I mean, he's a good striker, decent power. He takes a hell of a. I've seen so many fights. Probably why I like him, where he just gets his ass whooped and does not quit, man. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm rooting for the guy. Don't bet on him. And if I come on later saying that's a lock, ignore it. I don't give advice when it's people that I like typically because I know my mind's biased. So I try to not bet on those fights. Just like the Max Holloway fight when he fought Dustin. I betted against Max. And I kind of did that to like reverse jinx it, but I would not have suggested that fight at all because I like Max a lot. And it's hard to give an unbiased opinion. But I hope Dan Hooker wins. I think he wins. I think it's a good matchup. It should be a good fight. And Dan Hooker is no slouch, so it should be. I mean, Gamrot, I mean, who did he beat last? He beat an undersized Dos Anjos. I mean, Dos Anjos is at the end of his rope.
Who beat Armin Saryukian?
When?
I don't know, like last year or something. That's how he got. Because I think he fought either Darius or Charles. I don't remember who he fought last, but he lost to them.
Dos Anjos.
Yeah, he fought
So
Dos
he fought
Anjos.
Dos
and he beat him.
Anjos. Yeah.
He won a
Yeah,
decision.
you're tripping.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
beat
so
Fazeev, right? Fazeev's that striker dude, right?
He didn't beat Armin Saryukian?
Maybe
man.
like down here like a while ago, but Saryukian probably was not too far into his career, so I don't
He
know how
lost
much.
to Dariush, yeah.
And that's in a decision. It's unanimous,
Well,
but
Did he beat
Arsukian,
Turner?
that guy barely lost to Islam.
Did he beat
I
Turner?
know. He didn't fight Turner. So that got canceled.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the quality of fighters. He hasn't even fought nobody on Dan Hooker's level or his resume. And Hooker's not old. He's still a decently young guy. He's got a shit ton of new tattoos that he's been getting. Every time he fights, his whole damn body's covered
Yeah,
in new
that
tattoos.
picture of Dan Hooker is not accurate. He's got like a whole chest. He's got like a whole chest and everything going on right now.
His whole shin and calves are covered in tattoos now too.
oof.
Yeah,
Freaking
when
guy.
he said they asked him about it because it's huge. They said, what was the story on that? He's like, I just went in, I wanted a tattoo, and I said, surprise me. And there's ginormous freaking tattoos, man. It's
Wow.
insane. This guy's nuts. But
Yeah,
I
and
think, like I said, it's hard for me to give advice because I know I like Hooker a lot, but I say Hooker is a good bet. And everything I'm looking at, I think he's a good bet to beat. What are the odds?
Yeah, heavy favorite for Gamrot. It's 325.
Yeah, I would definitely throw some money on Dan Hooker if you're getting great odds.
Well, and what is it? A 3-round fight? It's a 3-round fight, right?
3 rounds. Yeah, all of them are 3 rounds.
All of them, not the Izzy fight, but
well, of course, not the Izzy fight.
well, sometimes the co-main event is also 5 rounds. But what's your take on this, Professor?
I think Gamrot's gonna. I like Hooker, but I think he's gonna just take him down and do what he wants to do with him. I think it's a very bad matchup for Dan Hooker. He's a very exciting fighter, but I think Gamrot's just gonna grapple him, clinch. It's gonna be a boring fight. It's not gonna be the type of fight that Hooker wants to fight.
Yeah, I agree. But obviously, Dan Hooker has that knockout power, so definitely he could win. But
yeah, he definitely can.
He's
but,
swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Turner, right?
He did. He did beat Turner.
And not only that, he looked like he was going to die in that first round, man. Turner hurt him bad. Turner's got finishing power. He cut him open bad. And Dan Hooker turned it around, won the last. He almost finished him. It was a hell of a fight, man. I mean, you got to have fucking heart to do that kind of stuff. And he's going to be in the fight. He's not a slouch on the ground. So it is a bad matchup. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, just a bad matchup.
Well, if Gamrot can't catch him, but he did fight Makhachev, and he got submitted in the first round. So I think that's kind of the way that this is going to go. That must have been a really good fight, Hooker versus Chandler. Obviously, first round KO, but
well, Hooker versus Poirier and Felder were. Did he fight Felder?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
And all
know.
so.
again,
Maybe
I know he fought Dustin, and that was a good fight.
Poirier and Felder. Yeah, that's
He
correct.
fought Arnold Allen. That was a good fight too, man.
What's up with L.A. Quinta? I mean, gosh, this guy
That
he
guy's
just
busy
lasts.
selling real estate. Yeah, he's
I
selling.
know,
He's a real estate agent.
but he went 3 rounds and with Hooker, and he's not a banger. He can last. He's not a great fighter, but he's a heck of a journeyman. So anyway, so you got a split decision here. Are you taking Hooker,
Yes, sir.
Ace?
100%.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. You think it's a knockout in the second round or something? What
I
are you
don't think
thinking?
I don't think it's a knockout. I mean, he doesn't have like elite KO power, but he has got good power. He could hurt somebody and finish him. He's got decent skills of scrambling.
How's his takedown defense?
I can't remember because he hasn't fought any great wrestlers. And he fought Chandler, but Chandler, he's gonna bang. So he
Yeah.
hasn't really fought any great wrestlers, and he fights a lot of strikers.
Since
He kinda,
Islam, basically.
yeah, he makes you fight his style of fight, man, because he's gonna come at you, kind of like Gaethje makes you fight wars. All his fights turn into wars, man, for better or for worse. And his cardio's there. I could see him winning a decision, but if he loses it, he might get finished referee stoppage, by ground and pound or something.
Yeah. What is your prediction, Professor? Are you saying
I
it's
think
going to be
it's going to be
decision?
decision. Yeah, it's going to be a decision. I don't think he finishes him. Hooker's too tough to get finished.
Me too. That's what I think. The only way, like, if a ref stops it, he thinks he's taking too much damage. I've seen that happen.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I expect a decision. I don't see Gamrot, doing something crazy.
When I was looking at the heavyweight division, because we were talking about the knockout, which one's weak, and I was looking at Curtis Blades, but apparently he has 13 wins by knockout. So I guess everyone in the heavyweight division.
A lot of those knockouts are him doing ground and pound and like referee finishes or getting those on the ground. They're not like standing KOs. Like,
but I would say Curtis Blades would probably be the weakest one, right?
Probably, because I think he finished Overeem with knockouts, but I think it was like with ground and pound elbows.
Ooh, brutal. Yeah, that's something you definitely don't want. Freaking
especially Blades. Blades isn't like a knockout artist. He just takes you down and
Blades is a legit,
legit. He's a wrestler.
One of the best wrestlers, and he sticks to that game plan. So the fact that he has that many knockouts is crazy.
Yeah. If he could just learn some submissions.
Everyone at that weight class, I'm looking at it right. Everyone has power. I mean, it's just a heavyweight division. But Jairzinho Rozenstruik, he's not a great striker, so I guess I'd put him down. But...
Well, I think he's an ex-kickboxer, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
I think so.
Let's say yes. So he's got 13 wins by knockout too, but that could be like TKOs. But
he's got power.
Biggie,
just not a great striker.
Biggie boy.
Biggie boy.
Anyway, yeah. What's your take on this one, Professor?
I got Biggie boy just because Ty. He just I don't see him improving. He's the same Ty. He's like, oh, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna box with you. I'm gonna do some stuff, but I don't see him improving. Because before it would be like, oh, he'll knock you out, or I just see he's kind of like a quitter. If you could last the first, I'd say minute and a half against Ty, and you withhold the striking, he's gonna gas himself out, and you'll knock him out. Especially if you could take him down. I don't think Biggie Boy's gonna take him down, but I don't think he's disciplined. I don't think he's that motivated. I think he's lagging in his training, where I think Biggie Boy's gonna finish him.
Yeah,
I was big on Ty before, but I'm not. He's too busy drinking Chewies and doing other stuff, and I don't see him all there. I heard, freaking, because I heard he used to train at AKA, and like Islam and like a bunch of like smaller dudes would take him down like ease.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that. He just doesn't look
Yeah,
like he's the kind of guy who just wants to bang and that's it. Let's just go at it in the
yeah,
middle of the ring for a round and that's it.
yeah. And then once the banging's gone, he's like, I don't know what to do because I know his last fight or his last few fights that I can remember, he he gets he hits someone really hard. It's like, oh crap, you might knock him out, and he gets taken down, and it's like, oh, he quits. He's a quitter.
Yeah, 12 first round finishes. So that's what he does. What do you
What's his-
say, Ace?
Yeah, I think Professor spot on. He's a fan favorite because he's either gonna get that knockout or he's gonna lose. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think this is one where, yeah, you for sure Rosenstreich is a lock. I don't minus 230. It should be bigger because I think they're only giving it to him because he's home. He's a solid player, but yeah, he's not professional. He's not a professional fighter. I mean, look at him and Derek Lewis, right? Two big heavyweights, same body type. But Derek Lewis was the same boat as him. He was a fan favorite. He was a showman. They rely on power. But somewhere in there, Lewis he decided to work on his cardio, and he came in better shape.